The school-based program is a partnership between DHS and school districts. Through this partnership, a school-based specialist is placed in the school to provide services and support to students and their families. We believe that our strong community partnership will help us with our True North strategy in moving our agency upstream to serve families before they're in crisis. Specialists may assist students and families immediately who are in crisis and at risk, possibly resolving issues prior to child welfare involvement. Sometimes the classroom is the first place we see an issue with a student. Therefore, specialists can make visits without being seen as a threat. The school and DHS share the cost of the school-based specialist. It is a 50-50 partnership, and the estimated cost is based on the actual salary and benefits of the position. School-based specialists are extensions of the partnering school and serve as liaisons between school officials and DHS. So every day is different. They address a variety of issues that could be hindering a student's success, like attendance, food insecurities, behavioral issues, home life situation, transportation, the list goes on. So while both the school-based specialists and the school counselors provide resources and support to students and their families, most school counselors focus on school academics and career development, whereas the school-based specialists focus on student well-being. We believe this program makes a significant impact on the well-being of their communities. A school-based specialist is a DHS employee hired through a partnership with the school district. They're part of the school's team. The specialist has an office at the school and works directly with the students and their families, providing preventative and identified service needs. These specialists are there to help support the schools by being active participants in the students' lives. It is our hope that this program will support the students and families so there will not be a need for child welfare involvement.
This program has really impacted our schools in a multitude of ways. But with it being the first year that we've been this large, that we've had this many specialists here to support, I think the greatest impact has been in educating our own staff in the ways in which an embedded school-based worker can help in the millions of ways that we've learned that they can help that we didn't even know about before. Our school embedded workers schedule routine meetings with counselors and school administration. So they're going monthly and just sitting down and talking about students either that are on the school's radar or that they've become aware of through some other means and discussing ways in which they can help. They've also been invited to participate in schools MTSS meetings where they discuss students with needs. And it is through those meetings where I think they've made the greatest impact because they're hearing about the multitude of students who have academic, social, or emotional needs. And they've been able to help the school connect the dots from home to school. And sometimes those needs start with something that's happening in the home, an unmet need there, that then is transferring to a struggle in school, and helping our staff to see that we can kind of attack that problem for the student, both from the home standpoint and the school standpoint together. We can work as a team, and that's been incredibly helpful.
If we did not have our school-based specialists, that's something, a service that we're going to find for students, but it's going to take a teacher, a counselor, an administrator to do that. With our school-based specialist program, they can take those needs from us and we can spend time helping other students on the task at hand. So we're really excited about having them here to help us to meet needs of families.
Tammy has organized like food bags. She asked the teachers, do you think that our students would benefit from having food bags on Fridays, snacks for kids that aren't coming to school over the weekend and maybe we are afraid that they don't have enough food? And several teachers said, yes, we think that would be appreciated. So she's gone to different organizations, churches in the town, and they're donating food supplies and assembling bags. And she's organized all of that because she saw a need and she met it. And so that's just a way that this service has impacted our school. I mean, schools are so short-staffed for the most part. So she has filled a huge void that we didn't even know was there.
Our students are visually impaired or blind. Many of their families don't have the resources or access to them during the week. Since we are a residential school, she's available 24/7 on call for us. If something goes wrong here at the school, we know that we can reach out to her anytime, day or night, and she can take care of that situation. She has gone all over the state of Oklahoma tracking down birth certificates, helping students get set up with Social Security, helping their families, delivering food, delivering other resources. So the impact of the program at our school has been well needed.
I think that every time the school-based worker is sharing ideas of support, that all of us leave that meeting feeling more knowledgeable, more hopeful than we might have been if we were solving or trying to solve a problem for a student or a family all by ourselves.
I don't know a way that we haven't utilized the school-based specialist this year. Lauren and I both taught before we had one, and I think we did not know what we were missing out on. She's been the best resource, connection between our school, DHS, the community. I can't even explain all the ways she's impacted the students and the staff since we've had her. Not only do we now know that we can just say, Tammy, I'm seeing a red flag, or I'm a little worried about this kid, but the students also know, and they don't know Tammy's title. They don't know she's a school-based social worker. They've seen her in action so much that now they just know they can go directly to her. I heard a little girl in the hall the other day, and she's little kindergarten, which is the grade I teach, and sometimes she doesn't come to school with shoes on, and her clothes are wonky sometimes, and she just walked right up to her and said, Miss Duval, can you get me some new shoes? And Miss Duval said, I'm on it, sister. Just like that. And it gives me chills talking about it, because I just feel like that's exactly how it should be. She sees a need and does it.
I think the feeling that comes to mind first when I think about our partnership with DHS is just gratitude. I'm so grateful. We were missing something so powerful and instrumental, and we didn't even know. I feel humbled every time I sit with our social services team and we meet, and I hear about the work that they're doing, and we discuss ways in which they're supporting sites. I just think, how did we ever do school before they came?
We love our partnership with DHS and our school-based specialists. They really have become family. They wear our union name badge. They have offices here. We couldn't do the work that we're doing now without them. We've had over 340 referrals that have come in that they have helped us to dig into and to really help families where we would have been struggling because of all the other load that our teachers, our counselors, and our administrators have. We realize a partnership is a two-way street, and we're grateful for what they do for us, and I hope that in some small way that we are giving back to them.
I feel that this partnership is invaluable to both DHS and to the school system. I've been in many school districts in the state of Oklahoma, and I've been in school districts where there is a school-based specialist, and I've been in districts where there isn't a school-based specialist. The districts that do have school-based specialists are very lucky. They're very fortunate. There's that extra person there that is not, quote, a teacher or a school employee. A school-based specialist can get outside of the school building. They can go out into the community. They can track down students who are truant. They can do checks on students. They have access to DHS data systems that school districts do not have access to. They can help families with resources that schools do not have access to, whether it's food, shelter, clothing, that type of thing. Schools have to basically rely on others to give them those resources as to where DHS has those resources.
Honestly, I wouldn't say there's really anything that has surprised me about the DHS school-based specialist program. What has been amazing though is that we have 3 veteran school-based specialists who have a great amount of knowledge, both in child welfare and family and children's services. They have a wealth of resources, and so that has been outstanding, that we've been able to draw on that. Things that we would have never thought of, pathways that we would have never even gone down, but they've helped us and helped our families to really thrive.
Something that I'm proud of that we got to accomplish this year is the clothing closet that we've organized. I've taken in donations from different family members. We've gotten some community resources that we're able to, like if they're clearing out local department stores and stuff, if they're clearing out items, we'll take those in as donation and we'll put them in a closet in the school. And those are able to meet the needs of different family members, whether it's a kid that has an accident at school and we just need to change them out and we don't have to send them home, all the way to a kid that has a house burn, and we're able to, again, identify those needs, provide them with a backpack full of clothing before they can go home. The clothing closet also has not only coats for like wintertime, but we also do little things such as Halloween costumes. So if a kid comes to school without a Halloween costume, we're able to throw one on them and they're able to be able to participate in all the activities. So I'm really proud of the clothing closet we've put together.
Well, we do home visits for many different reasons. We may do that to check on a student who has not appeared at school in some time, that have missed, their attendance is lacking. We may go to a visit to locate a parent because maybe their phone is not working and we cannot make contact. So we'll make contact with them through a home visit and see if they can, and sometimes we'll just call the teacher right there on the phone so we can connect them and get a schedule, get something planned for them. We may locate students if they're not feeling well and they may need homework or hotspots or services to get their homework done, and we'll bring that to them, to their home, so that they can stay home and get better and complete their schoolwork. We can take our computers out there and we can provide services to them to help parents apply if they're not able to. We have a lot of elderly grandparents raising students right now, and sometimes it's easier if we go to them. And then we can see the conditions with the child is at the moment.
I think that school-based social service specialists benefit the school in the aspect of, with child welfare experience, people don't know what to call in or what not to call in. And I feel like it cuts down a lot of the middleman. It cuts out a lot of reasons to the hotline that honestly just needs to be preventative work. We need to reach out to the family and help them, when they're down on their luck, versus it being a full-blown referral that didn't need to happen. So I think it's beneficial majorly in that part.
I think school-based specialists are essential to schools because the teachers and the staff in the schools need someone they can make a referral to, who they know can take action to help the student, to work with the family, and it alleviates the responsibility of that being on the teachers. It leaves the teachers to be free to teach and lets us work in the community to help get our families what they need.
In my freshman year, my dad took his own life, and because of that, I was acting out and just really needed guidance, and so I was referred to Miss Monica to help me sort out my emotions and get all the other things that I needed. It ranged from just like needing to get out of class and doing my homework in her office, just from something triggering, like it could have been anything small, or she helped me with like find out what I wanted to do when I got out of school, and she talked me into staying in school, honestly, too. Just I was like ready to be done. I didn't want to talk to any of the kids anymore. I just really didn't want to be there. So she offered like a lot of support in that and helped me find out, like, I guess, a purpose of me being there. what I wanted to do after to set goals and get me through school. She was actively always like checking on me, seeing what I needed, what she could do for me, and she would help or find out how to help or whatever if I needed it. So she was basically a lot of things, like a counselor, like a mentor in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And just depending on where that conversation would go, she would just think like, what does Sierra need? And like find a way to get me off the edge, I guess, so to speak. Miss Monica was not only there for me in my freshman year, she was there for me for the remainder of high school. I would go in her office and be frustrated or upset or with whatever was happening, and she would calm me down in whatever way. Sometimes she would just tell a joke and it would just be enough to be like, okay, you reset me. She would talk it through with me like, well, maybe this is why. She's just calming, supportive, was always there. And I think that in itself just helped, like knowing that I could go to somebody and them actually listen. Miss Monica has changed my life. I think it is absolutely important for schools to have a school-based specialist. The impact she had on me and why she's so important is because of her, I was able to work through a lot of things, a lot of issues, including staying in school. I'm still in school, working on getting a business degree now, and that's been 13 years.
The school-based program really is a win-win partnership for DHS and schools as well as our families. Our school-based specialists have the flexibility for problem solving. They are on the front lines, able to do hands-on social work on a daily basis.